sometimes you should just keep your mouth shut, especially if you were in a disadvantageous situation and somehow you made it out of that adversity and you're moving on to your next phase in life. It's probably best not to bring up that prior situation that really didn't favor you very well. But former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus chose to go the other way, and he decided to open his mouth about his time with Caleb Williams. So, fam, we gotta talk. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe, and former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus decided to throw shade on our current quarterback Caleb Williams. So I'm not going to go through the whole situation of last year. Y'all were here. You survived our 5-12 season with a generational loser at head coach and Matt Eberflus, who probably cost the Bears 4 or 5 games alone by his ineptitude as a head coach. So you guys know that this big story with Caleb Williams and this new Chuck Wickersham book coming out, where Caleb been quoted a couple of times between him and his dad, talking about his experiences before being drafted by the Bears. And then he talked about how he felt like he wasn't getting the finer points of film study from the coaching staff and different things like that. Nobody will watch film with him from the Bears coaching staff, this, that, and the other, right? Well, apparently our boy Eberflus was on a podcast recently with Ed Warner, and Eberflus disputed the claims made by Caleb Williams about how the coaches didn't watch film with him. So, according to Matt Eberflus, he's quoted as saying, "In the development of the quarterback position and really all my positions at the Bears, we always had daily coach film sessions," Eberflus said. "That was all throughout the entire year. So that's what I observed. That's where it was." And, just going back and reading that and then taking the time to digest that quote in, it is typical Matt Eberflus. He can't even put out a rebuttal correctly. All you had to do is say, yes, Caleb Williams got film coaching, but no, he just threw out all of his word salad to make it sound like he actually did something in his time as head coach of the Chicago Bears. And clearly, he did nothing. You had 3 losing seasons, my guy. You did not have a single winning season as head coach of the Chicago Bears. And you want to sit out here and put out this word salad to defend yourself? How is this actually defending yourself? This is not defending yourself. This is more of the same. This is more of what we got in Chicago. This is why the media was so frustrated by his time when the time was up with him, because he never could give a straight answer. He would just talk in circles. And this is more of him talking in circles. Listen, man, the record spoke for itself last year, 5-12. You yourself were responsible for about 4 of those 12 losses, Matt Eberflus. And we're not even going to talk about the year before that, where you were doing your same Eberflus bad coaching stint with Justin Fields. You are a terrible head coach, bro. You might be a good quality defensive coordinator, sure. But as a head coach, a guy who is in charge of making the critical decisions on game day, Matt Eberflus, you are garbage. So if Caleb Williams is telling me that you did not coach him in the film room, I'm apt to believe him over you, because your track record speaks for itself. Like, I don't need to, believe you, or it's not even really a he said, she said with me. It is a look at your track record. Bro, you were a head coach for 3 seasons, and your record was what, 14-35 or something like that? I forget how many games he lost, whatever, but it was bad. Your record was terrible. And at the end of the day, it was time for you to get fired. We wanted you gone at the end of the 24th season. We didn't even want you in, we wanted you gone at the end of the 23 season. We didn't even want you in the 24th season. But for whatever reason, I don't know who you had to do favor for in the front office to keep your job another year, but somehow you kept your job for the 24th season, and here we are, 5-12. And you know what? It's all good. I don't wish any ill will on Matt Eberflus. Kudos to you, fam. I'm just glad you're not in Chicago no more. Okay? Because clearly you are not cut out for the job of Bears head coach. You are where you need to be. We are where we need to be. And this is the last time that I will speak on Matt Eberflus, okay? I'm not doing it anymore. He's not here anymore. He got fired like he was supposed to be over a year ago. And now we are firmly in the Ben Johnson era. And it tastes so good. But speaking of coaching and different things of that nature, this reminds me of a comment from my man Clifford, and he said last year was a failure of coaching. But this was alluding to my previous video about what Ben Johnson feels that Caleb Williams needs to thrive in the offense. And yeah, Ben Johnson seems to have much more of a handle on what this Bears team needs going into the 2025 season. But if you want to know more about what Ben Johnson said about Caleb Williams, hit that video right there.